Today is Wednesday, July 19th. and This is the City of Anderson Board of Architecture Review. Addenda?
No, sir, not at this time.
Okay, I'd like to welcome aboard some new members to the board. Gia Townsley, thank you for helping us. And Terry Butler, thank you. Looking forward to your participation. Reappointments. We had two reappointments from existing members. Mary Lou Gambrell and Amanda Noble have been reappointed. Thank you for serving. We need to proceed to election of officers. The first position is chairman of the board. Do I hear any nominations?
If you're willing to serve again, I would like to nominate you, Bill Johnson.
I will accept the nomination. Any discussions about it? Hear a vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Vice chairman. Nominations for vice chairman.
I'd like to nominate Billy Zine.
Amanda nominates Billy Zion. Billy, will you accept the nomination?
I will accept, thank you.
Any further discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then finally, we have our secretary. Do I hear a nomination for our secretary?
I would like to nominate Ms. Gear to continue as our secretary, if she is willing.
She has accepted. All those in favor? Opposed? Looking forward to another year. Okay, we can proceed to the business part of the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. BAR 23-4 Hood Residence. It's a new single-family construction. The applicant is seeking approval to construct a new single-family dwelling on the vacant lot. In 2020 and 2022, the BAR approved different proposals for new construction on this lot, but neither came to fruition. The new proposal is for a single-family dwelling with 1,800 square feet of heated space with an attached garage and covered porches. Listed below are some, well, here are some of the specifics. Concrete slab foundation. Per the city regulations, the slab will be 12 inches above grade. Hardy board siding, board and batten style. Hardy board shakes or gamble and stone accents on foundation and column bases. Asphalt architectural shingles, aluminum and vinyl clad boxing and vinyl siding, vinyl windows with 2-to-1 grid pattern. When reviewing this application, the board should focus on the standards set forth in chapters 1, 2, 5, and 6 of the Design Guidelines, Historic Districts in Anderson, South Carolina. I think it's important to note that additional details or plans to address the following will need to be submitted for board or staff approval depending on your decision. 1, provide plan specifications for the storage building. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, and shift the storage building to accommodate existing trees. And 3, provide construction details with finished specifications for the fence. The site is outlined in red here. This is the lot. I think it's important to note its proximity to Lindley Park as well as to the edge of the historic district shown here. Does everybody know where we are? Any questions on the location? Okay. This is the proposed site plan. Again, the staff's concern is that the shed sits back here in the corner, which is great, but there are 2 existing trees, and by shifting it over, those trees could be saved. But you can also see the proposed porches here and here, and the side entry garage per the board's request from the last application. This is a list of those specifications that was submitted. A picture of the site. Again, there are two existing houses around it, so this is a new build in the historic district on an empty site. Footprint, floor plan, front elevation, rear elevation, and side elevations. So again, you can see the side entry garage here. At this time, that concludes staff's presentation.
Okay. The foundation clearly meets all of our guidelines. The hardy board siding done in the board and batten style with hardy board shakes on the gable with stone accents on the foundation. Any comments or discussion on that?
Yeah, I think the architectural details of the house are great, and they mix well with the houses in the neighborhood. I think that's a good job there. And I think moving the garage door to the side was a tremendous improvement from the previous submittal, so I appreciate you doing that. And it does seem like you have plenty of room to get a car around and pull in the side there, so I think that makes a huge difference. But yeah, overall, I think it looks great.
Any other comments on the hardy board? Asphalt architectural shingles. Do we have a color on those?
No, sir, I don't believe so, but the applicant is present to answer any questions, and you could always make that a part of your condition of your approval, too.
Sure. I think to match the house, the siding will be sort of a gray, and the shingles will be a brown.
It does help us when we can get the paint chips for colors of the house, things like
Okay.
that. Is it like a medium gray or a dark gray or light gray?
Well, do you have a preference that would match this neighborhood or blend in with the historic district on colors?
Amanda?
In the past, always paint samples have been submitted,
Okay.
and
Yeah, we weren't aware. So is there a way we can do that so we don't have to wait 2 months again, though? If we just bring y'all some paint samples, y'all can look at it in your next meeting in the middle of next month.
I think certainly, and they wouldn't have to reapply or anything.
No, you don't have to reapply, and there'd be no additional fee.
You could, as part of your approval, you could make it condition on one board member looking at the samples, or you can leave it to staff.
We can leave it to staff, because you know what we expect as far as paint colors and all in the area. Give me a call when you see what the sample would be, so we're in agreement on it.
Do I have to bring a sample, a physical one, or can I do a PDF to kind of show the colors? So when, I live 100 miles from here.
Goodness.
Okay.
Can you look at it clear enough on the computer?
If, Ms. Noble, I don't know what your preference is, but staff would feel comfortable if a manufacturer and a manufacturer name and color number were provided.
Okay.
Yes. We can look those colors up that way.
Yeah.
Like Sherwin-Williams, SW, I don't know, 703.
And we could get
We could
those,
pull up
have
the color.
access to those
Yes,
samples.
ma'am.
So PDF of those numbers and like a picture of the color would be okay?
Just a list of those numbers,
Oh, just the numbers?
And the
list of the
manufacturer.
numbers and the manufacturer, and where they're going on the house, so that there's no question. Just think of it as something for us to hang our hat on.
Right, for the siding, the shakes, and the trim.
And the trim, yes.
Right, okay.
And also, and maybe, I don't think it was in here, like an example,
Well,
or,
and what about the stone?
that's what I was gonna ask, the
Facing.
stone, yeah,
So you'd want some demonstration of that?
right.
Okay.
Manufacturer and name of the stone, I mean, we could probably look it up.
Okay. And the stone, okay, the colors and the stone.
And we'll do our best to try to get you approved quickly as possible with that stuff. And
Yeah, well, see, yeah, what usually happens is you meet in the middle of the month and then y'all
Right.
discuss it and then we come the following month, so it just keeps getting way out.
Right,
Right.
So if we could just find out what you need from us. Or so you're happy with the scale, the style, the
Looks great.
proportions and all that stuff?
Looks good. We would like some details on the storage building as well.
Okay.
The color of the siding, the roof shingles.
Well, I think it would
Should match.
exactly, it would exactly match on the
Should
shingles
match.
and on the siding and on the windows.
Windows and the door, where the door's going to be on it, size of the door, is it going to be a
Right.
roll-up door or a double door, stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
So they would not really even need to come back. It can all be done.
I'm sorry.
You would not need to physically come back.
Okay.
If you can just send them in that correct.
Well, I can send you some elevations of the storage building.
Perfect, perfect,
Okay.
yes.
Now,
Thank
on
you.
your windows, I know it's 2/1, do those have an exterior grid?
No, I was thinking about the standard way they do that today, because you have the double pane window, and it would appear that it had panes, but it would just have a style come in and down inside between the glass.
Well, in the past, we have not approved those, because if you look at the other homes in the neighborhood, they're all windows.
Yeah, they're old,
They
yeah.
do have the grid, and it's noticeable from the street if it's a big sheet of glass or if it's broken up with the exterior grids. Would you be willing,
To put two separate complete panes on the top. you
how
mean?
do those work, Billy? Are those,
It
You can
doesn't
either-
have to be
Right.
separate panes.
no, it doesn't have to be
It can
that.
be the mullion in the middle there, can be mounted on the exterior of the
Oh, on
glass.
the exterior.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be two separate panes.
So mounted on the exterior would be admissible.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's called an SDL, or simulated divided light.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like a true divided, but it's one pane of glass.
Right, yeah, because they're going to be double pane.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have left on there? Okay, that brings us to the boxing of the eaves and the fascia,
Mm-hmm,
aluminum or vinyl clad boxing.
yeah. That was what was on the original
Mhm.
approved plans. We just read that from that.
Not vinyl.
Oh, it said metal or vinyl, but we can go one way or the other. We can go to the metal.
Thoughts on aluminum boxing and fascias? Cover?
I'm trying
You know,
to
it just
remember
matters how
what
it
we've
appears
done
from
in
the
past.
street.
Again, did you say that?
I would like to know what we've approved in the past, because we approved vinyl windows. And thinking of the houses that are on Holly
Mm-hmm.
and Malden, what those have.
I mean, I feel like for the boxing that either one would be acceptable because they look so similar
Do you have an
From-
address? So I can
from the
look at it?
street. An address of
Yeah,
another,
you said you had one that you just approved or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure if that was aluminum. I'm not sure.
I don't think it was vinyl.
I don't think it was.
I think it was hardy plank or wood. This
Oh,
new
okay.
house is being
I
built.
thought maybe there were some that were done.
Yeah.
Terry, have you had experience with installing vinyl versus aluminum for the fascia and boxing, and whether it's a comparable?
I've usually used vinyl. There's no dings, there's no bending. It's an easy repair, it's easy maintenance. You can't tell the difference only how it wears or how it damages.
Right.
But from a visual, you really won't know unless you
Right.
know.
Some things that are vinyl are kind of no-nos here, but
Yeah.
I think if visually you get the effect,
How deep are the eaves on the house going to be?
I was thinking of the standard 16-inch overhangs.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess it would be similar to this one. You just want to-
So,
I was looking for low maintenance, that's the only reason for wrapping it in aluminum.
right.
It would probably be aluminum is what we would prefer.
You prefer aluminum?
Yeah, I think that works the best.
Okay.
well, yeah, I mean,
That's all.
historically, aluminum would be better, but probably more expensive, right, or not?
That's what I have now. It didn't seem
Okay.
like it was that expensive to do. It's the common way they do it.
Right, yeah. I'm fine with aluminum.
Okay.
Aluminum, agreeable with aluminum?
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try not to forget a couple questions, but while we're on that, is it permissible to have in the soffits to have vinyl? Because those, you can get that with the holes in it and stuff like that.
Yeah. You have the X-rays.
You know, the part you don't see is up underneath.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right here.
Right, that's a perforated vinyl soffit,
Yeah, soffit, yeah.
which I think those have been approved and used in
Yes.
historic districts before. Again, you don't see
It's
it.
not visible,
Right.
basically, from the street either.
Right, no.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't
think that's
so.
fine.
Any further comments or questions about all of this? There's a fence. It's a 6-foot.
Well,
Stockade fence?
I amended that, so I need to send y'all some new drawings on the site plan. I read over the requirements, and it said have a picket fence facing the street, and that's what we will do. I would like to have it about 4.5 feet, though, if that's not too high.
In front of the house on the street
Yeah,
side?
on the sides of the house in the front, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's recessed back, just kind of like the way it is on the drawing now.
The,
Yeah, in the same place it is, but the front ones,
you have to be able to see, you have to be able to see through the fence.
Hmm?
You have to be able to see through the picket fence.
Yeah,
in
you'd be
front.
able to see through it.
Anything in front of the face of the house
Yeah.
has to be able to be
Those
seen
little
through.
pieces on the left side and on the right side would be picket with gates.
Mhm.
And then around the back, a stockade
Well, I would-
privacy
Then
fence.
I would like to start a privacy fence in the back,
Mm-hmm.
on the sides and in the back.
The house on the corner, doesn't it have a picket fence?
It has a picket fence
already?
like all the way around
It
it,
does go all the way around.
all sides, yeah.
And then on the back side of the property, where their privacy fence is, would you just join onto theirs, or?
Most likely if it's in good shape. I haven't really had a good look at it yet.
It's fairly new.
And I might even just leave where he has his picket fence there for talking to my neighbor over the fence.
We've met both neighbors.
Yeah. So, so I'm not really familiar exactly how far his picket fence goes, but I know that he had a picket fence and a privacy fence.
Mhm. Okay,
But exactly where it starts, I'm not quite sure.
okay. Picket fence color.
Oh, hadn't really thought about that.
Probably to match the door, like a brown.
Probably a brown.
We have the same thing right now in our.
Next door has like a dark red or something, it looks like. So we're thinking of brown.
And, lots of times, we've found that wood, particularly in the privacy fences, when they are staying that sort of, dark brown color, it almost blends in.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does.
So probably you would also do the privacy fence in the same,
That's what I would like to do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd do the same. I like that look much better myself.
I think that's covered all the items.
Yeah. Pardon?
I think it's covered all the items. Do I hear a motion?
Well, I have one big question.
Okay.
There's an exception I want. And I have this hatred of pine trees. would like to start over and get rid of the pine trees.
They are very,
They're just hard to maintain. I
There is
have 50 pine trees now,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just hard to maintain. They're just hard to maintain the yard. They're kind of an eyesore.
Yes, I don't mix.
So if we could take the 3 big mature pine trees out the front at least, well, we prefer to take them all out because the shed fits better in that left corner because the lot gets deeper on the left side.
but
Gets-
we
it
keep
gets
the 2
further
trees
back.
that are there. There's 2 fruit trees there.
Yeah, there's 2 fruit trees in back.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a color code. The blue trees stay. The gray trees I want to take out. There's a pecan tree that's in the house. That has to go.
Mhm.
And there's 3 pine trees in the front that we would like to remove.
We prefer deciduous trees.
And then we want to put 2 ornamentals in place of those trees in the front yard.
So
Correct
the
me if I'm
2
wrong.
fruit trees in the back would stay. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm asking if I could remove all the pine trees.
All the pine trees.
But keep the fruit trees, the other.
That's why I was, the fruit trees, that's what I was.
Yeah, there's
asking.
fruit trees in the back and keep those.
Keep-
Okay.
Yeah, they are in the clear between all the structures.
And plus, they look nice. Trees are just wild.
Pine trees do make a mess.
Okay.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no ordinance about removal of trees in the neighborhoods, in residential areas.
On single-family residences, that's correct.
Okay. So, basically, you can remove them.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
it
going
would
to cost
be-
me an arm and a leg, but still, we like.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it would be nice if you planted some of the decorative trees, you know, to
Oh, yeah,
blend
we
in with the
want the
neighborhood.
trees. We want to put like a red bud and a dogwood tree in the front. And we might be able to keep the crepe myrtles. They look a little scraggly out there on the street.
Mhm.
We'll see what we can do with them.
We have a son that graduated from Clemson forestry, so he knows trees, so we're going to get him.
Yeah, well, as you can see, there's a spruce tree coming right over where the driveway needs to be. See
Yeah,
that has to be lopped off.
okay. Anything else?
That's all I have. Did I forget anything?
Our trees.
Okay.
Do I hear a motion with conditions on it? Motion from Amanda, would you list your conditions?
That the colors on, for the house, the utility building and the
And-
fence that,
Okay.
and roof, all of those
Okay.
things,
Right,
be
right.
submitted for approval to the staff.
Okay,
And
so everything else is good, right?
Everything else is good with the aluminum or the vinyl divider on the glass being on the
Vinyl
exterior?
divider, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, anything
Julie
else?
got that?
Do we have a second? A second from Billy? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to BAR 2332. The applicant is seeking approval of a shed and backyard fence. The shed will be painted to match the house, and the perimeter fence is an aluminum picket set back from the front facade of the house. When reviewing this application, the board should focus on the standards set forth in chapters 5 and 6 of the design guidelines, historic districts in Anderson, South Carolina, fences and site walls. The site is shown in red on your screen right here. Again, this is on the other side of Lindley Park, which is on the left-hand side of your screen. You can also see the boundary of the historic district in a light yellow, and then Main Street over here. Does everybody know where we are? Any
Yes.
questions? Great. Here you can see the proposed site plan. I'm assuming the green spot is where the shed's going? Okay. The green spot is where the green square here is the location of the shed. And you can see the proposed fence in red. This is a picture of the house. Again, the fence is set back from the front facade of the house where the red lines are. This is the proposed style of the fence and the gate. And again, a picture of the house with the shed, proposed shed below it that'll be painted to match the house. And that concludes staff's presentation. If there are any questions.
I love the fence. Beautiful. Beautiful. Got a question on this back corner. We have the red line showing where the proposed fence is going to go. Where the area is in black, is that part of the property?
I'm assuming it is. The applicant is here to answer any questions, and maybe he can address that.
Yes, it is.
It is. And you're not going to fence that part of it in?
No, sir.
Okay.
Saves my family about $2,000 or more. It's an irregular lot.
Mhm.
We're grateful to have it, but it'll be maintained and not necessary for our son or dog to be back there. There's a pretty decent grade or elevation change when you hit that part of the property. It's really, in our minds, not necessary to fence that portion.
Okay. On the storage shed, the materials,
Hardy plank to
Hardy.
match the home. We have the exterior color that the builder used. We plan to basically mimic.
and the metal fencing color for that would be black?
Yes.
Any comments or further questions?
I think it's wonderful that very attractive homes, we're delighted to have them in the historic area, and that you're even improving it more.
Any further discussion on it? Do I hear a motion? Motion from Mary Lou, second from Amanda. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice job.
That's pretty.
Okay. We have the minutes from last month's meeting. Everybody reviewed them. Any changes or comments on them? We have a motion to approve. Motion from Billy. Second from Amanda. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. No further business?
Well, I don't know if there's any board business. If anybody wants to bring up anything for discussion, that's what that part on the agenda is for, the board business.
Okay. Any further business from anybody? Questions? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, there's a couple of staff reports real quickly that I want to make sure you all are aware of.
Okay.
Number one, we're going to be implementing some education, and this is in compliance with the state law, State Enabling Act, that allows us to plan our communities. They require some education. I will be sending that out. It's something you can do online in the comfort of your home. If you don't want to do that, I'm happy to set you up in a conference room at Town Hall and on a big screen, and you can watch it there. But those details will be forthcoming. If you just look, you'll have to go in and register, watch the videos, and then get a certificate at the end and turn that in to us. And it's pretty simple. I think there's some useful information in there, but just to make you all aware of it. And then with the chairman's consent, we're going to be making some changes. We're going to be moving minutes back to the front of the meeting to be consistent with other boards at the town. And we'll also be adding a staff recommendation to the staff report, just because we do that with other boards too. Staff makes recommendations, so we're going to look for that in the staff report where we'll be having a recommendation for you. Are there any questions? And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
So that's what you, okay, do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion from Mary Lou, second from Billy. All those in favor?
Let Gia second something.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
We're so glad that,
Okay.
we're so glad to have you. We're used to just having.